Hello everyone. I looked all over the internet trying to find out how to find my SSD on Windows 7. I know I installed it correctly. I saw Windows download a driver for the SSD. Yet I cannot find it in the Windows Explorer. I eventually gave up looking on the internet for how to and did my own research. I'm making this video for you so you don't have to waste as much time as I had. You also may notice that my taskbar is on top of my screen. This will not affect the method I'm giving you. I'll open up Windows Explorer by clicking the folder icon that is on my taskbar. You will notice that when I click on the computer, that you'll see my local hard drive. I'm going to right click on my local hard disk, C, and go to Properties. And then I'm going to click on Hardware. And that you will also see that, hey, there's my Intel SSD. The funny thing is, it's there, yet it's not over here, and I can't access my Intel SSD. Now, how in the world does Windows say I have the SSD, yet it does not give me access to the SSD? I'll show you how to access the SSD. Let's close this window. Let's go ahead and close this window. If you had, I have both of them open, or I only had one open. I'm going to click Start. I'm going to go down to the Control panel, and I'm going to click the Control panel. Then I'm going to click System and Security, right there on the top left. I'm going to go down, you see Administration Tools, over to your right, it says Create and Format Hard Disk Partitions. You want to click the Create and Format Hard Disk Partitions. And it's going to bring up your disk management. I'm going to expand this a little bit here. Alright. Now you see that I have a disk here that has the same amount, almost the same amount of space that my SSD has. Now to verify that's my SSD, I'm going to right click on it, go down to Properties, left click, and I see it says Intel SSD. Well, I verified that it is the Intel SSD. I click OK. That's the unassociated path. We've got to now do right click on that, and we need to create a simple volume. It says New Simple Volume. It's going to bring you up a Simple Volume wizard. Click Next. Make sure that top number there matches your bottom number, unless you're some expert and understand how, if you want to make multiple partitions or whatnot of this drive, then just do so. But I'm only going to make one full partition of the 40 gig drive I have. It's 38 gigs it's going to give me. I'm going to click Next. You can assign it any letter you want to assign it. I'm just going to assign it the default that Windows gave me was E. So I'm going to click Next. The defaults was this. The only thing I like to change is the volume. Personally, I like to call it the SSD as my volume label. Everything else I'm going to keep the same. Now I'm going to click Next. And I verify that this is my information of what I want to do with it. Then I will click Finish. Alright. It says it's formatting. Alright. Now it brings up a little thing where it says I can open up the folder and view the contents of my SSD on drive E. You see, now I do have access to it. See, now I have the SSD drive E on my local disk. I now have full access to it. And it's right here, it says it's a healthy partition. You can close this out. Close this out. You can bring up Windows Explorer, go to the computer, and now I have my local disk, my DVD-ROM, and my SSD. I can verify that by right-clicking on it, Properties, Hardware, the Intel SSD, 40 gigs. I'm good to go. Alright. Now that's done, and you can have access to your SSD. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.